Welcome to tonight's chapel. We'll begin with our prayer for peace.
Divine Creator, we ask that the light of highest awareness fill the minds and hearts of those who are open to your light. We ask that they be assisted and strengthened in their resolve to achieve peace using peaceful means. May their minds, their hearts, and their actions reflect the divine will to good for all. Comfort, strengthen, and support those who are in a difficult situation in their mind, body, or spirit. Bring confidence to them that your divine hand is at work in their life. Amen.
Oh, wonderful. Welcome to our service for this evening. We have a lovely program from Reverend Brenda McGrath, and her topic will be about making that connection to God and helping us to remember that. Before I introduce her, I think I'd like to do the three healers, our affirmations, and then I will tell you all about Brenda. Okay. Our affirmations were channeled by Reverend Michelle Luson early on when we were formed in 1977 by Reverend Michelle, because we were to be here in the nation's capital as a light, so that the new changes that were coming in for transformation would be here in the capital area of the country. So in those early days, there was much information she brought in about our role here of helping people to make that transformation, and therefore through the individuals, the global transformation could happen. And the affirmations of faith, hope, and charity were a very important part of what she gave to the world, because faith, hope, and charity are the three healers, as we call them, because they do balance all of the major energy systems in the body and give us the understanding of what it means to be aligned. So we'll begin with faith affirmation. I believe in the spiritual existence of myself as a perfect image of the divine creator. In this reflection, that is my physical embodiment, I have faith in the supreme guidance of my soul for my balance, my needs, and my opportunities. Outside of myself, there are also perfect images, and nothing can delude my thinking otherwise. The hope affirmation. Acknowledging my faith in the omnipresence of my divinity. I hope for realization, awareness, and acknowledgement of the existence of the great I am within myself. The charity affirmation. In understanding faith and knowing hope, I pledge my actions, my desires, and my thoughts to the performance of myself in the physical planes of the earth, to honor, to love, and to enlighten all that is a reflection of the divine outside myself, so that my perfection is imaged back to my Creator. So help me God. I know that those who come to CCWH frequently are very aware of Reverend Brenda McGrath. She has been a mainstay here in our organization for many years. She was ordained at CCWH by Reverend Michelle Luson in 19 1996. And prior to that, she also had a bachelor's degree in information system and a master's in education. She is in that field, she's licensed in special education. Her passions are healing, meditation, and helps to run a homeless outreach in San Diego, California. Very important role in that organization. She has been conducting prayers for peace over the past 8 years through our organization, CCWH, and she has two grown daughters who have also joined her in San Diego, where she is currently residing. As a former FAA educator, she now enjoys substitute teaching in Coronado with some lovely little ones and enjoying it very much. Brenda, I'll turn the program over to you.
Thank you, Mary, and thank you everyone for being here. So, my talk tonight is titled "Get Right with God," and it probably sounds more serious than it is, but like you're not, but you are. So don't even worry about that. But you probably know me as the Prayers for Peace lady, since we pray and meditate for world peace every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. If you haven't joined us yet, please email pastor@ccwh.com for an invite. It's just 15 minutes, although sometimes I run over, and everyone is welcome. So thank you for having me tonight, Mary. And I really just have 2 words for everybody. It's time. If you don't remember anything else from this talk, please remember these 2 words. It's time. Our pastor's been lighting a fire under us for about a year or so to prepare for the times ahead. So it's really time. So these 2 words have a way of putting everything into perspective. They help us focus on what's important. Notice how I used a stopwatch here instead of a calendar or a clock. I feel we're down to minutes and seconds instead of years, months, days, or maybe even hours. It's time to prioritize and get ready. Consider this the 11th hour and possibly our final warning. I hope not, but just in case. So it's time to get right with God. If you're here, you probably already know exactly what I mean. You may be seeing the signs of the many prophets that they've foretold, whether it's Revelations or the second coming of Christ, the Great Awakening, or Christ consciousness, or the poles physically shifting in the earth, and maybe just all of the above. So they could all be true and referring to the same period in history. We may look back to right now, this present moment, and wish we had done things differently. So here I am to bring it to you live. This reminder, whether it's to get your affairs in order, to get prepared for just about anything, because it may be a rough ride. And if it's not, great, that's a bonus. It'll be like getting your taxes done early, right? So either way, on some level, consciously or unconsciously, we all know what's coming. And if Revelations is correct, it gets drastically worse before it gets drastically better. So our founding pastor, Reverend Michelle Lusan, used to say, we all came together for a reason, for humanity's evolution. How there will be a shift, not just physical earth changes, but we will feel it physically. And our ability to communicate with spirit, everyone's abilities will be heightened as the veil between worlds thins or falls entirely. She said it's going to be extremely jarring for those who have not ventured into metaphysics or have some level of understanding, and many will not make it through the drastic changes. Many may even think they're going crazy. But Michelle's mission was to prepare us for this time to help the others. She taught us that we incarnate over and over, and she taught us to access and rely on spirit. Ask and ye shall receive, she would say. But how can we rely on spirit if we're not truly connecting to get those answers? To get those clairvoyant insights, those clairaudient messages, claircognizant knowing, premonitions or inclinations, and inspirations that can provide clear guidance on a daily basis. She also believed we have all incarnated together and found each other in this lifetime as part of each of our soul purpose. We all have a mission, and our beautiful, amazing teacher taught us everything that we need to know to connect with spirit and fulfill our mission in ushering in the shift to Christ consciousness, this period that is a marked shift in humanity's evolution. It's a shift that'll be looked back on as the before to the after. So, whatever your beliefs, whether you're already prepared for this mission, and this is nothing new to you, or you're new here and think this is all fear mongering, hold on for a minute and let me explain. It's all good, right? Just like today, Friday the 13th, it's a day wrapped in old superstition, but in its oldest roots, it's a day sacred to the feminine, to Venus, and to the moon. And Friday belongs to Freya, goddess of love and wisdom. 13 is the number of lunar cycles in a year, and in numerology, it's a transition number that ushers in new beginnings. Kind of like how we're in Pisces, completing the end of an astrological cycle, and the Chinese New Year just started, the year of the fire horse. So it's not a day to fear. Fear just drags our vibration down. This is a day of deep feminine power rising, and we need to keep our vibrations up for the highest good of all. And if you look at it from God's perspective, He's got you, right? We're taught to trust God. God will provide. I know it's hard here, but from His perspective, there is absolutely nothing to be afraid of. Because two things. One, if you're connected, you have help from spirit. You ask your guides, angels, guardians, and spirit who are actually assigned to help you. They're here guiding you every step of the way, where to be, what to do, how to avoid unnecessary pitfalls, or even how to defeat enemies like in the Bible. And two, in the end, we all get to go home and laugh it off and come back if we didn't get something right. Kind of like a redo. So they left that part out of the Bible, I think, like quantum physics and parallel universes, because before we were born, our souls made agreements to learn certain things, and it's all set up for us to evolve, gaining wisdom and maturity. But it feels more like taking a crash course here on Earth, if you ask me. Many of us can relate to this idea of life being a crash course because life can be hard, am I right? We can also make an agreement to come in to provide specific assistance to humanity. Some refer to these agreements as soul contracts. I personally needed the crash course, and I also agreed to assist in this monumental event in human history as a light worker. Grounding the light, assisting in the vibrational shift to Christ consciousness, instead of staying in these lower frequencies. And who wouldn't sign up to be here for the greatest show on earth. The only hitch is you can't take your earthly body with you when you're done. Only your light body, which is actually your true essence, your true nature, your true body. I've come to consider this earthly body as my uniform for this mission. And hey, when my mission is over, I can get a new uniform for the next mission. I know I'm making light of a heavy topic, but we are spiritual beings first, spiritual beings in an earthly experience. Our bodies are not who we are. They just help us experience our limited time on earth while we fulfill our purpose or our contract or our mission or our crash course, whatever you want to call it. So it's all good. And it's good to be prepared. So I'm going to steal a joke from my friend Dennis since it's coming up on St. Patrick's Day. This is an old trick Reverend Leonard Justinian used to use, using jokes to raise our vibration. So why don't leprechauns iron their shamrocks? Because they don't want to press their luck. Wah, wah. Which leads me back to it's time, right? Prioritizing our spiritual blueprint and spiritual needs, like injecting humor instead of just meeting our physical needs and stressing through the day, is what we need right now. Connecting to spirit on a daily basis, whether it's for an hour once a day or 5 minutes 10 times a day, just make a concerted effort to connect. After all, an hour a day is not a lot to ask in this 11th hour. And I guarantee you will see the benefits right away. This is where you get real-time updates on your assignment, your next steps, and instructions. And if you don't know your purpose, it will also be revealed. And meditation is where to find it. It's like calling into the chief for directions. Oh, yeah. And it might just be in code. So it might take some time and effort to decipher your messages. But they are good at giving hints if you pay attention. And over time, you'll understand as you keep focusing on it, what is your mission? What is your purpose? And what are your next steps? So just keep asking your spirit team questions and keep deciphering your answers. Someone told me to use our gifts, those creative things that light you up. Focus on those. And as we focus more and more on those, like Mission Impossible, here's your mission if you choose to accept it. Except we have already accepted this mission in our soul contract. So now it's just checking in with our boss or our spirit team or our spirit squad to see if we're on track to meet our mission objectives. And who knows? They may have important information like escape routes all planned out for you if you get into a situation. So pay attention and check in often. Now, everyone has their own way of connecting to spirit, whether it's through prayer, meditation, toning, breath work, or even Tai Chi is making a huge comeback these days. But the bottom line for me is about shifting focus from outside of us and moving our attention to inside your body. You may have heard me talk about moving from the thinking language to the feeling language. Thinking language is using words mostly. Feeling language is where you shift focus to the inside of your body. How are you feeling? Sometimes we use techniques like feeling each part of your body, or feeling sensations, such as your feet on the grass to ground you. Anything that moves your focus into your body instead of outside of you. I also call this the imperience rather than the experience. So for me, meditation is the key to connection, but I'm going to share some new ways you may not have heard of or tried yet. And we can even combine some of these techniques together and walk through them in our own meditation later. Okay? Okay. So our antenna to the divine is through the vibrations of the pineal gland associated with the crown chakra. Some traditions link it to the third eye chakra, but we were taught by Michelle the pituitary gland is linked to the third eye. So whichever you believe, they work together. I consider the pineal the transmitter or receiver or antenna, and it's located in the same center of your brain. We usually focus on the back of our forehead, between our eyebrows, with our eyes closed, at the third eye or pituitary chakra. But this time, we're going to locate our pineal gland in the center of our brain by feeling with our tongue on the roof of our mouth. Feel around to find that little divot or dent in the center of the roof of your mouth where the bone plates come together. Now move your tongue back just a little bit towards the back of your head, and you can keep your tongue there for a sensory focal point during the meditation. So now put your hand on the top of your head at your crown chakra and bring your attention down from the crown towards your tongue in between these 2 points. Right in between there, you should be right at the pineal gland. Focusing here can activate that pineal gland to open the gateway to our intuition, aligning these higher chakras so we can connect. Unfortunately, years and years of calcium and fluoride buildup can affect function of the pineal gland. So studies have shown how iodine and vitamin K2 have been helpful in unblocking the pineal gland function. But please consult your physician for proper dosages. We don't prescribe or diagnose here, and the wrong dosages can do more harm than good. So you can keep your hand and tongue in these positions if it helps. Try to imagine a straight pipe running down from the top of your head, down to your pineal gland, down through your sinuses, down your throat, your heart, solar plexus, sacral and root chakras, and then another pipe coming back up alongside it. One side pipes energy down, and the other side pipes energy back up. Some people consider this the Kundalini, some people call it the Sushumna. And it's actually the ability to focus and the ability to maintain focus that deepens our meditation and spiritual experiences. This could be why folks with ADD or ADHD particularly have a hard time learning to meditate. At least that's been my personal experience dealing with ADD symptoms. And I've found the more I practice meditation, the longer my attention span becomes. And that helps in every aspect of my life, whether it's work or school or home life. So let's find that pineal gland and light it up. So next, let's focus on our breathing. Breathing techniques are particularly useful for calming and regulating the nervous system. And I come back to how it also gets us into the feeling language when we feel our chest or belly moving in and out. I always look for how any technique gets you into the feeling language. This is always my test. Deep belly breathing, of course, is a deeper breath, and it also smooths out your brain waves. As we move out of this thinking language and into the body or feeling language by returning to the breath, or just bringing your awareness back to your breathing, as most practices prescribe. But we're going to do something different. Instead of counting seconds in our breathing or doing box breathing like we sometimes do, we're just going to breathe in as much as you possibly can. And when your lungs are full, take in one last sip of air to expand your lungs just a bit further. Really feel your lungs and exercise them. It'll get more blood flow to these critical organs, more oxygen to the critical organs. And we don't have time to do the whole exercise that I do with this, which is 30 breaths in and out, and then hold for as long as you can. But I've worked up to holding my breath with this exercise for 2 whole minutes. I know, it's a miracle. I recommend it to anybody, especially if you have lung issues. Just please don't push yourself so hard that you pass out. Okay, so next we're going to talk about adding our voice and combining toning into our breathing exercise. Nothing like raising your vibration with toning. It's like singing or humming, but we're just going to hold one note. Any note is fine. Just let it out on the out breath after taking in that last sip and holding as long as you can. It won't take 2 minutes to hold this time. That's only after my 30 breaths that I can do that. So while you're vocalizing, focus on feeling the vibration in your throat and feel how far it goes throughout your body. See if you can feel it all the way down to your toes and up through the top of your head. So you may notice some meditations actually are very similar to self-hypnosis, like swinging a watch moves in rhythm, back and forth, like tick-tock, tick-tock. Many meditation practices use rhythm too, like listening to drumming music, like the shaman drumming. So we're going to incorporate rhythm using our own heartbeat, our own natural rhythm. Again, our heartbeat gets us in the feeling language or focusing inside the body, not outside where the mind often wants to go. So have you done a meditation that takes you down a long path, hallway, or stairs? Maybe one that makes you feel heavy. Maybe you've been led to feel the grass between your toes or the sand on a beach. These can also be very hypnotic. And see how they're all designed to get you into the feeling language. Whether it's typical hypnosis or meditation, either will work. They reduce your brain waves, and that's where we're going. So now the more you can be in the feeling language, your delta or your active brain waves automatically reduce. And your natural vibration or resonance will increase. So by incorporating the heartbeat, it moves your awareness down into the heart space, which generates heart-brain coherence, which some people refer to as flow or flow state, or even just being in the flow. This means you have a good connection to spirit, And when your head and heart are aligned, you are grounded firmly in your body, and your body becomes this huge magnet for our magnetic attraction fans out there, with your pineal gland as the antenna tuned into the spirit channel. You can send and receive communication at will through this clear channel. Some of you may remember I use an EEG headset to measure my brain waves. The idea is to reduce delta and increase theta and gamma. This headset goes behind the ears. This is the Muse headband. Gamma is that flow state we were just talking about, that coherence. When you hit that coherence, that's when your gamma will spike. That head and heart coherence. You may remember I have a YouTube channel. It's called Seeking Gamma, where there are many cool meditations like the one that we're going to do, and some episodes of my friend Crystal and I testing out our new meditations to see what effects they have on our brainwaves. I showed you the Muse headband. That's the first one. The other one is called Flow Time. And it looks like this. This one goes around the back of your head instead of just over your ears. Both work great. This data on the screen is from the Flow Time session, but they both have graphs like this. And if you want to try them, there are links on the Seeking Gamma site with a discount code. Normally, they're about $200 for the models that I use. There are, of course, more expensive ones and cheaper ones if you can find them on eBay. Mary and I just did a short video on this technology, which is used for many things now, besides meditation, like tracking things like your sleep patterns, and helps reduce insomnia or anxiety. And it also can measure peak periods of performance. So many things. So please check those out. And you can check out that video once Mary gets it online. And then you can see more about the tech and its uses. And it'll also keep your data so you can see your progress over time. So let's try this one out. This meditation. Let me get to our meditation slide. So let's find a comfortable position, either seated or lying down, and allow your eyes to gently close. We're going to use that technique to locate our pineal gland. Bring your hand to the top of your head, resting it gently at your crown. Feel the warmth of your own touch on the top of your head. Feel the pressure of your hand. Now, with the tip of your tongue, slowly explore the roof of your mouth. Move it along the center till you find that small divot or indentation. You may be able to feel where those bone plates come together. Once you find it, slide your tongue back just a little bit towards the back of your head and just let it rest there as a quiet sensory anchor. Now bring your awareness to the 2 points, the crown of your head beneath your palm, and the gentle touch of your tongue on the roof of your mouth. Now draw your attention down from the crown and up from the tongue, meeting in the middle, deep inside the center of your brain. Picture your pineal gland. It's been depicted as a little pine cone in ancient drawings. It is your transmitter and your receiver, your antenna to the divine. Breathe gently and imagine a soft light beginning to glow there, like an ember warming to life. Now visualize a straight pipe of light running down from the crown, through the pineal, down through your sinuses, your throat, your heart, your solar plexus, your sacral center, all the way down to your root at your seat. Alongside it, another pipe runs back up. Feel the energy flowing down one side, all the way to your root, and then rising back up on the other side. It creates a column of living light. This is your channel, open and clear. When you're ready, begin to breathe in slowly and deeply, filling your belly first, then your chest, then the very top of your lungs. Keep breathing in, keep going. And when you feel your lungs are completely full, just take in that one final little sip. Just a little more to stretch and open and feel those lungs fully alive, and hold it. Hold it as long as you can. Feel the fullness. Feel the life and energy and life force, the chi in that breath. Then let it go long and slow. Notice how your thinking mind grows quieter. Your awareness begins to move inward, away from thoughts and words, into something softer. Feeling language, your body's language. You are returning home to yourself. Breathe in again, fill your lungs completely. Take that last sip of air. Hold as long as you can. And release. On the next breath, we're going to do this third one with our toning. And on our out breath, you'll allow your voice to join the breath. So breathe in, fully, full capacity of your lungs, a little sip, hold. And as you exhale, let any single note rise naturally. Don't think about it, just let it come. Open your throat and tone that note for as long as your breath allows. Ah. Keep breathing in, hold, and make the sound as you exhale. Remember, as you vocalize, feel the vibration in your throat. Let your attention follow it down into your chest, into your heart, through your belly. See if you can feel it all the way down in your legs, into your feet and toes. Once it goes as far as it can, feel it travel upward through your skull and out through your crown. You are a living instrument. Your whole body is resonating. Keep toning again. Feel the vibrations move through every cell of your body. Now let your awareness drift gently down into your heart. You may be able to feel your heartbeat or hear it beating steady, patient, and faithful. It has never missed a single beat. It has never missed a single moment of your life. Let that rhythm hold you. Boom, 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 boom. It is your own natural drumbeat, your oldest meditation. From that point in your head down into your heart, where the beat originates. Feel your head and your heart begin to align. The light from your pineal gland above, the warmth in your heart below, Jesus was right. Love is the answer. It is the highest vibration feeling there is. Feel love grow from your heart. And as the brain recognizes this feeling, they attune to one another. And then something shifts. There's clarity, a stillness beneath the stillness. This is coherence. This is that flow state. Your mind becomes a clear antenna, your body a great magnet, and the channel between you and spirit opens, quiet, wide, and free. You can send from here any questions you may have, and you can receive here any answers that you need. They may appear in your third eye. You may feel them in your gut. Simply rest in this open space and let the answers come in whatever form they may. Rest here as long as you like. There's nothing to do and nowhere to go. Each time a thought arises, simply return to the feeling language, the breath, the tone, the heartbeat, the tongue on the roof of your mouth. You are here. You exist. You are whole and you are connected. See what comes. And if you need more information, you can ask for them to show you in a dream each night before you go to bed. You can ask for more information. Ask and you shall receive. You may be getting premonitions about the road ahead. You may be getting information about your soul's purpose. And when you're ready, you can take another deep breath, feeling your fingers and toes. Maybe wiggle them a little bit, gently returning to your body. Making sure that you're completely aware of your surroundings. Maybe rub your hands together. Maybe roll your head around your neck. Clockwise, counterclockwise. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes.
Well, thank you very much, Brenda, for your lovely evening going to God and all of your wonderful instructions. For those who can, we encourage you to go to our website at ccwh.com, and you will find more information about what we're doing. Some of our other chapel services are there. Brenda's program that she had alluded to earlier has been posted. You can find it there under class. I believe that's where it's under the classes for CCWH. And while you're there, you might visit the PayPal button, and if you can, donate to our organization. It is nonprofit, and we would very much like to have support from you in as many ways as possible. And this is one good way to keep us moving in the world. Thank you very much for that. And I will, in anticipation of your lovely donation, I'd like to offer the prayer. Father, Mother God, you are the giver of every good and perfect gift. Give us grateful hearts that we may share freely with others all you have given us. Amen. And now, as we met for so many, many years in person, we joined hands in a circle, and we always concluded with the final, "Let there be peace on earth," as we were holding hands and singing our heart out for peace on earth.